So we've seen a couple outstanding matches. Kate Fahey taking down Leah Jansen. Alex Truong just victorious over Ava Ignatowicz. And now we've got the hard-swinging Rafa Hewett taking on Christian Alshon, one of the rising stars in the game of pickleball. He is awesome to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Has all the tools at his disposal. Great athleticism, great shot making. And I caught up with Rafa Hewett earlier, and he was upset because he's like, I'm the lefty. In his first two singles matches, he played left-handers. Robert Slutsky from Dallas and former tennis star Donald Young. So you got to be careful what you ask for there, because he is playing a right-hander now, but it's Christian Alshon, unfortunately. So I worry a little bit from Rafa, who really moves well around the court and shot making also. So I think that these guys both have the ability to put together some special patterns and some special play. And when they are on the run and they seem out of the point, they can come up with the goods at any moment.
Christian Alshon just has all the tools in the tool belt. He can do it all. On the other side, Hewett, much lighter than he was in 2023, so he's going to use that athleticism here, every last bit of it. A champion in Major League Pickleball, and now a big opportunity in singles.
0-0.
How about a little two-handed backhand action to start things off?
Why not? And he really is looking pretty svelte out there. So he is, I mean, that's what it takes these days. You got to be working off the court and on the court, and Rafa Hewett is clearly doing both.
And he has got Alshon on roller skates here to start.
Yeah, 2 points in, and already seeing the shot-making ability, ripping through the two-handed backhand, rolling it with a softer, more spin and less pace. Let's go, Rafa.
Side out.
Quality first volley from Christian Alshon, able to force Rafa Hewett into a very tough shot.
0-1.
Yeah, serve really tight on the baseline. Was unable to see it hit, so not positive, but Rafa Hewett looking over there a couple times, wondering if he should have put that finger up.
Side out.
So once again, two great tennis backgrounds here. You know Alshon's story, won a Division III national championship, University of Chicago.
1-1.
Nice control of the kitchen line, Christian Alshon, and really just, it's so nice when you have that movement, and he is one of the best lunge steppers that we have. He can cover so much court with that one explosive step. So tough to pass. And a little fortunate off the tape, too. As I mentioned a couple times today, that is quite the combination to overcome.
2-1. Split. One.
Oh, did he get it?
Oh, just missed.
Just a little short. Love the effort, though, from Rafa running cross court.
And he moved his own bag, who he kind of was suggesting that possibly could have got in his way. Better his bag than Alshon's.
Another look here.
And I know that two-handed backhand from the ground stroke position has been something that Christian Alshon is working on. And he has missed two early in this match, but I would expect him to continue to look for it, as I said earlier in the broadcast. So important for singles players to have.
Point.
Well done by Rafa Hewett.
Yeah, and I would definitely give the forehand edge to Christian Alshon and the backhand edge to Rafa Hewett from the back of the court.
6-year age difference between these two players. Hewett, fist pump there, within one.
Corner pocket, Drew. Such a high degree of difficulty, and he pulled it off. And while we did talk about the thinner new look Rafa Hewett, you do have to give the court coverage edge to Christian Alshon for sure. That's 3 now for Christian Alshon on the two-handed backhand, and all three mistakes he has been looking to execute that up-the-line shot.
Point.
You know, You don't usually get to say that's out twice so close together. It was only about 5 seconds apart. Great start for Rafa Hewett.
5-3.
Oh,
Side out.
too much on that one from Hewett.
Yeah, really nice shots from Rafa Hewett from the back of the court. Seemed to be handled with ease up at the kitchen line from Christian Alshon, and a very casual let go on that
Hold
last
on.
ball. Lands well long.
3-5.
Skips,
Side
lands in. Hewett says, thank you very much.
he's a showman. Whatever tournament he's playing, MLP, PPA, whatever. He is, I mean, he's a joy to watch. Some people
5-3.
might have different opinions, but I love watching Rafa Hewett play pickleball.
Foot fault. Oh,
Oh,
you're right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Missed volley, but also
Point.
I remember that as a player. You missed the shot, and then you have the referee saying foot fault. Be like, I missed it. You don't need to call me for the foot fault
Timeout
also.
receiver, 6-3.
But just got puck, super cool. Got some celebrities, some NHL superstars, and some pickleball superstars all getting
in.
together for a nice
6-3.
exhibition. Check it out.
and that event,
Side
10
out.
p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN2. So after we wrap up our
Okay.
coverage here, flick on over
Okay.
to ESPN2 and watch that Annalee
3-6.
Waters and Company in Aspen.
It's National Pickleball Day. We got pickleball from sunrise to sunset and after.
Oh, wow. That was brilliant.
That's just
Point.
insane. And it was a slight miss hit, but just the ability to get a paddle on that ball from Christian Alshon. My goodness.
4-6.
Rafa Hewett emphatically.
Side out.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Took a little pace off to go up the line with the forehand and just gets an absolute sitter volley on the next.
Six, 4. Side out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Christian Alshon going with that kind of top spin drop shot. You don't see that too often, but Rafa
4-6.
Hewett was well behind the baseline, so the shot selection from Christian was perfect.
Foot fault.
Second
Right
foot fault
foot.
called here on Alshon.
Side out.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a full-on sitter. He had to do a little movement for it, did Christian, but that is one that
6-4.
you were rarely going to see a foot fault call.
And Hewett, his best
Point.
shot of the match thus far.
Yeah, whether it's just the true, complete up-the-line forehand that we just saw or the inside-out forehand, he has one of the best in the game. And when there's just something about a lefty hitting it also, it just kind of jumbles up your wires and the different patterns when you're playing a left-hander. You know it's coming and you're thinking about it. It's just hard to execute in the moment.
Tyler Leung, Pablo Tellez,
7-4.
Rafa Hewett. There's some big-time lefties in this game.
There's
out.
that up-the-line two-handed backhand approach from Christian Alshon. Couple early errors. That one struck perfectly.
4-7. Point.
That's going to get Alshon here, 2 within 2.
And a couple times now that Rafa Hewett has
5-7.
returned and stayed back. Interesting development.
Oh, Christian's just got
Point.
great feel along that kitchen.
Yeah, that's some beautiful cat and mouse, and he recognizes that Rafa Hewett is staying back, and he almost draws him in with that initial
6-7.
shot. The cross-court volley put away.
Side out.
Yeah, some good energy and some really nice positive self-talk from Rafa Hewitt throughout game one. Still clinging to a 1-point lead. but I like what he's bringing, especially with the ground strokes from the back of the
7-6.
court.
Point.
So Hewett adds to his lead here. He has led for most of this first game.
Yeah, mixing up his spots when to come in, staying back in some unorthodox spots, but mixing in an approach shot and
8-6.
following it to the kitchen light every so often.
Oh, Alshon again. He's got such great control on that paddle.
And not a big backswing, under control. Like you said, Drew, less can go
6-8.
wrong when you have a simple stroke like Christian does.
Oh,
Side out.
Yeah, that forehand up the line is really giving Christian trouble. Rafa Hewett firing away. Can he maintain this level for a few more moments and possibly capture game one? We shall see.
this would be a huge singles win if Hewett were to somehow steal one from Alshon here today.
8-6. Point.
And Christian Alshon looking to return cross court fully to the two-handed backhand of Rafa Hewett, and he pays the
9-6.
price.
Side out.
Alshon has had success recently with Catherine Parento. They got silver in Orange County in mixed.
6-9.
And
Point.
Alshon will play this weekend with Etta Wright. Really interested to see how that works out.
Yeah, both players on the Texas Ranchers of the premier Major League Pickleball, so it makes a lot of sense that you see quite a few of those Major League partnerships leak over to the PPA Tour. So that's a very formidable opponent with those two.
7-9. Side out.
So Alshon just hasn't really been able to string them together here in this first game, and that is because Hewett has been able to mix it up and really keep them guessing.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You have to give some credit to Rafa for throwing off the rhythm of
9-7.
Christian Alshon.
Point. Game point.
So game
Timeout
point coming up
receiver,
here for
10-7.
Hewett. Christian.
That's a good point. So from afar,
Time in.
Lee Waters sending
Game
in
point.
some messages, most likely not confirmed,
10-7.
but that's probably what's happening.
And Alshon answers.
Side out.
That's how you come out of a timeout.
Yeah, I think actually even some short volleys from Christian Alshon. He's mixed a couple in, but kind of
7-10.
keeping Rafa away from that baseline area where he has really been contacting the ball well.
Point.
And that's a couple now of the two-handed backhands that have been put right where he wants them from Christian Alshon. That's such an important factor.
8-10.
Oh,
Side out.
net court denies
Game
him
point.
there. Game point number 2 coming up for Rafa Hewett.
Yeah, quite a few approaches from Christian Alshon going to the forehand of Rafa Hewett, who is
10-8.
pretty quality on both wings. So I wouldn't say that's surprising, but just noted.
Side out.
That ball way overcooked. And now the window is open for Alshon. Look at the numbers.
8-10.
After winning game 1, 90% this year. After losing it, just 30. Tells you how important this game 1 is, and right now it is all Hewett.
Yeah,
Game
from
point.
a low position too. That was a great shot from Rafa Hewett. Don't mind that little roll drop attempt from Christian Alshon, but he's got to be careful if Rafa Hewett's going to come up with shots like that. Clean, soft cross-court winner for Rafa.
10-8.
How about a hands battle to finish
Point
things off
game,
in
11-8.
game 1? Hewett, 11-8.
Yeah, and he's rounding him up over there. His signature move. That is as clean of a game of singles I've seen from Rafa Hewett in quite some time. It's a
He
fine,
lives by
New
it.
ball,
fine
game
line,
2,
Drew.
time
Yes, there is.
So
0-0.
when you're playing sports at a professional level, you better be confident.
And that's the type of
Side
game we're
out.
used to seeing from Christian Alshon.
Yeah, dictating play. That's when he's at his best. And it looks like he's
0-0.
going to get a chance to do so as Rafa Hewett continues, or has quite a few times throughout game one, staying back. He decides to come forward this time in a clean cross-court pass from Christian Alshon.
So a good start here for the number 4 seed.
1-0.
Oh,
Side out.
But I mean, those first 2 shots of the rally, I mean, could not be hit more perfect from Christian Alshon. Inside out to the corner, then cross court to the corner, and Rafa Hewett ends up winning the
0-1.
point.
oh, just got
Side
the
out.
line that time. Hewitt couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, feathery touch there from Christian
Timeout
Alshon.
receiver.
Okay,
1-0.
interesting. Recipe, kind of a bit of an equalizer to really have some of
Time
those
in.
top seeds fall.
1-0.
And that is Christian
Point.
Alshon. There is no doubt that he went with a short approach on purpose there. That is a
2-0.
crafty move from Christian Alshon. We'll have to continue to see if he does more of the same.
Point.
Lets that one go. That's 2 good lets in a row by Alshon.
Yeah, so with Rafa Hewett staying in the back of the court, so that's a couple short
3-0.
approaches for Alshon and some short first volleys as well. It's a nice adjustment, and he missed that
Side
one,
out.
but that was exactly what he was trying to do again, is keep that ball out of the Rafa Hewett strike zone.
0-3. Side out.
Up against the net for Hewitt. So Hewitt still has not scored here in game 2.
And Alshon showing a lot of respect for the Hewett backhand. A lot of his approaches and returns have gone to the middle of the
3-0.
court or to the lefty forehand of Rafa.
And the put away by
Side out.
Hewitt.
Zero 3. Point.
Hewitt finally on the board here. Resides in Auburn, Alabama. 30 years old, in his prime.
Oh, looky there. Drew, he's 6'2" also. My goodness, I got out of this sport at the right time.
1-3. Side out.
Yeah, Rafa just kind of chuckles to himself right there. You can't ask for much more on a volley. Christian hit it right to that forehand wing. Rafa wants that one back.
3-1.
Nice put away by
Point.
Alshon right now, starting to really dictate what is happening on the court.
Yeah, he's cooking. Yeah, it's been a slow build for him, but he's getting things
4-1.
figured out. I mean, that is
Point.
so beautiful. What a combination. And not with pace, with placement. Nice spin as well. Rolls it up the line and then inside out to finish.
5-1.
That is great pace control from Christian Alshon. And then sends
Point.
one on the very next. So he's got the slow pace, the mid pace, and the full sends going, and a great commanding lead in game 2 for Christian.
6-1. Side out.
That's
So
just
that is in for Hewitt.
just painted the line. That's what it takes to get it past.
1-6. Side out.
Rafa Hewett, a student, or a former student, Adam, of the Bollettieri Tennis Academy. That's
Okay.
from my neck of the woods where I grew up. Jennifer Capriati back in the day, the Williams sisters.
6-1.
Oh, yeah.
So many great players coming out of there.
Side out.
A little fortunate there. Yeah, I mean, Nick Bollettieri, absolutely tennis legend. I actually did not know that fun fact about Rafa Hewitt. So Appreciate you sharing that with me and the audience.
Yep, that Military Academy is now known as IMG Academy, still producing incredible athletes, including Cooper
1-6.
Flagg, the basketball sensation.
Ah.
Side out.
Christian even kind of overthought himself and pushed that ball right back to Rafa, but somehow closed the gap and was able to hit a winning volley.
6-1.
6-1 now, Alshon. Just
Side out.
wide on the serve.
Yeah, Christian kind of lining up for his serves a foot or two off of the baseline as well. So I've seen Paris Todd do that and a couple other players. You know, plenty of power at his disposal, maybe just giving himself an extra foot or
1-6.
two margin for error with that serve.
Oh,
No.
Oh, he tinged it right off the post.
Side out.
He had something to say. And after a nice little angle cat and mouse point there, that had his tough break as Rafa Hewett, one of the best ATPers with the two-handed backhand that we have.
I mean, Adam, these guys just defy all angles. They
6-1.
defy geometry.
Yeah.
This guy right here does.
Absolutely.
Side out.
And it didn't work in his favor there, but another kind of benefit to possibly serving a foot or two off of the baseline is the ability to step into your third shot and have your momentum forward. So just wanted to complete the thought there and mention that.
1-6.
Stuck on 6-1 for quite a while.
So to
Side
roll
out.
it fully stretched out was Christian Alshon. He rolls it short. Rafa Hewett stabs a volley, and Christian is able to get forward quick enough to take that ball out of the air. I cannot
6-1.
tell you how difficult that is.
There's
Side
a
out.
winner. Another side out. Hewett not letting Alshon pull away and put this game away.
Yeah, I was very fearful for Rafa Hewett in game two just moments ago, but like you said, hanging around and still a lopsided score, but no quit in Rafa
1-6.
Hewett.
Point.
So Hewett trying to get rolling here. He already won game one, 11-8. Alshon trying to force a third.
2-6. Side out.
Threw out the old son of a biscuit. Classic.
Crowd entertained here in Overland Park.
You have to be.
6-2.
Yeah, great inside-out
Point.
approach from Christian Alshon. And I mentioned his kind of tinkering to keep the ball out of the strike zone of Rafa Hewett, and that's exactly what he did
7-2.
on that last approach.
Side out.
Alshon comes up short. Does get one, though, on that exchange.
Yeah, the sun snuck out for about 30 seconds, Drew, and went right back behind a cloud. So always monitoring the conditions here on Championship Court.
Great sports fans out here in this Kansas City market.
2-7. Point.
Headquartered that time is Alshon.
I love Rafa. He just says, "Big serve, Rafa." He just complimenting
3-7.
himself in the middle of a highly contested game.
Side out.
That's very nice there on the one-handed backhand from Christian from the kitchen line. Clean winner past Rafa.
7-3.
Haven't had too many of those on the backhand side up at the kitchen.
Side out.
That little backhand, though, at the kitchen line. I'm trying to perfect that shot, trying to get better in the game of pickleball. It's not an easy shot.
No. Even the best players make it look easy, I can assure you. That's my job to
3-7.
let everyone at home know that that is not the case.
All right, little run here from Hewitt, and now he's
Timeout
within
receiver,
three.
4-7.
Alshon's got a called timeout.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues with approaching to the backhand of Rafa Hewett. He's so good at hitting the backhand up the line, and he has a very, very competent backhand roll cross court. So that is a wide range of shots to cover, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've seen so many approaches from Alshon going to the forehand or to the middle.
So 7-4 here in game 2. Christian Alshon getting hydrated, and I think for Hewett, bit of an advantage. You don't have that bright hot sun out soaking the energy of the older player here, and you got a little bit of wind gusts. As I mentioned, conditions a little funky. You see a lot of times in the sport of football, sometimes you got conditions that aren't ideal. The lesser team that likes to run the football and grind it out is going to have an advantage.
Yeah, yes sir, I love those sports analogies. A lot of overlap. All the sports are different. But there is a lot of overlap in some of the strategies and some of the things that go on in between the lines. It's pretty funny too. Rafa Hewett on that timeout gave Christian a dab. I don't think Christian wanted to give it to him, but he did. I think that's a little gamesmanship and a little mental warfare there from Rafa Hewett. Looking for that edge. Everybody is, Drew.
4-7.
Rivalries continue to grow here on the Carvana PPA Tour.
Side out.
So that one just out. Alshon will look to pull away here. Send this to a third.
7-4. Point.
More talking to himself from Rafa Hewett as he kind of did it come on before the ball landed. Kind of trying to will it in. He couldn't do it.
Well, you certainly have to metamorph into something to beat Christian Alshon, because he can be superhuman on the pickleball court.
9-4.
9-4 now. Alshon 2 away. Oh, wow.
That would have been obscene. Like, I mean, that ball is 6, 7,
How
does he
8
get a paddle
feet
on that?
behind him, and he almost tracks it down. And now we have a bit of a conversation on whether that
Are you saying
hit
the
the
post
pole or the edge of the net.
That's part of the net. Yeah, that's.
I promise you, Onish is going to let him know.
I already hit the real post.
So it'll be a side out here for Hewett.
Yeah, it was a funky let cord. It kind of popped up in the air, so I get the argument or the gripe, but we got it situated.
4-9.
Alshon digging in here, and we'll do that again.
Rafa's having too much fun out there.
Absolutely nothing to lose. That's the way it should be, right?
4-9.
Yep.
How about that winner?
Point.
Yeah, that's been the shot of the match for Rafa Hewett, is the forehand up the line, and that's not inside out because Rafa is not moving to his right. If he was moving to his right, that'd be an inside out ball, but these are just flat out forehands up the line, and he's striking it with precision.
Point.
Now tough luck for Alshon.
Yeah, no quit from Rafa. I mean, this 6-1 just moments ago, and he has battled back.
6-9.
And things all of a sudden get a bit more tense here for Christian Alshon.
Absolutely. And playing with fire, dropping those volleys short in the court. It can work. It works, I mean, amazingly when it works, but you know, when you're playing a player like Rafa Hewett who can pass on the forehand and the backhand side, you have to be careful.
Once again, it doesn't clear the net, and Alshon
Timeout receiver,
is going to call
8-9.
timeout here.
Yeah, and back-to-back woohoos from Rafa Hewett. You don't want to let him get going, and that is the situation we are in.
So Rafa Hewett refusing to go away like an unwelcome house guest.
Yeah.
You ever have one of those people that just won't leave?
No,
huh?
no, absolutely. That's probably been Rafa Hewett a couple times in his life, I would imagine, Drew. So that's well said. And I know that the game plan has been middle and approaching to the forehand, but I think with how hot Rafa is and in rhythm on that forehand side up the line, especially, possibly find an approach shot or two to the backhand of Rafa. It's tough with those players that are competent on both wings, you know? A lot, especially back when I used to play, there was almost always a big weakness or something that you can pick on. And with the
15
quality of these
seconds.
two-handed backhands on
One timeout.
tour, and
No
of
timeout.
course, always the quality forehands, man, you're just playing with fire.
You're watching the Selkirk Kansas City Open. Drew Felios alongside
Time
Adam
in.
Stone and our Pickleball TV
8-9.
crew on National Pickleball Day. Christian Alshon right now in a bit of a funk.
Yeah, that's 3 woohoos in a row. And still, Christian peppering that forehand corner of Rafa Hewett.
9-9. Point.
Wow, what
Match
a
point.
turn of events, Drew.
Unreal. We are at match point for Rafa Hewett.
Ten 9.
Passing shot for Hewitt. How did he just do that?
Round them up, baby. Good for you, Rafa Hewett. What a win against an absolutely amazing opponent. Just so hot from the back of the court. Golf clap up here in our crow's nest for the forehand of Rafa Hewett.
11-8, 11-9, and letting the fans know he is here to play. What a shot by Rafa Hewett. He has put in the work in this game, starting to see the fruits of that labor here in Kansas City.